Alright. Eugene's Backyard Repair here for another. We're gonna do a little work while it's a little nice weather out here on the carburetor. It's for a Polaris 250. I got off a guy I know. Did a video cleaning out the outside of this carburetor on I think I posted up on my Instagram what it looked like before and after. So you want to see what this carburetor looked like before, which is pretty bad, go check that out. I think I even showed the inside of the bowl how dirty it was, but anyway, right now it's all been cleaned out. Use a wire brush to clean up the outside on the Dremel. A brass wire brush, not steel. But I figured, since I had the carb kit right here, we do a quick rebuild video on the carburetor. Got my JIS screwdriver here. Get the pitch on the angle of the tip on a standard screwdriver compared to the Japanese one is different, so it ends up stripping the screws out. So usually keeping them off Amazon or eBay. You can get the one with the kit where you can change the bits, or you can get the one that looks like regular screwdrivers. Get the bottom off. See the bowl clean. We already did all that. Oh, I forgot gotta get two screwdrivers, or a different screwdriver and something to push out the float. Oh, I'll grab a wrench too. This will work. I don't need one this big, but it'll work. Well, I might not even need a wrench. Hang on. Yeah. Let's use a wrench. We can check this float to see if it's working. If I can find a piece of rubber hose to stick on here, I'll blow through this and we'll see if the float was actually working. Hang on. All right, we got ourselves a piece of rubber line here. I'm gonna blow through this while this is down. Working. It's sticking on the pin a little bit, but not too bad. We can clean that up there. I got a brass brush on the grinder here if I need it. All right, come on, pin. Sometimes these pins get stuck. Pretty sure. Yeah, this one only comes out one way. There we go. Careful hitting on these ears. Many people have snapped them off. But I don't know if you can see it. Let's try blocking it. This pin's got a head on it like a nail, so you can only push it out one way. Some of them don't matter. Most of them don't matter. Alright, we might be putting this needle back in because this needle is different than the other one. This is, oh no, it's not. It's rubber. It's pretty hard. Let's pull out the high speed. See if it was clear. Let me check it to the light here. It's clear. That's where the marking is, what it was running, but it's clear. That's good. Pull out the low speed, or try to. This is usually the one that goes bad. Unfortunately, a lot of times the aftermarket kits, they give you different jets, so most of the time these are clear. You're better off putting the OEMs back into it. You need the carb kit for the needle and sometimes the seat. There's a rubber O-ring underneath the seat for that. Yeah, idle adjustment screw and maybe the pilot screw. Most of the time the jets though, you want to try to put the OEMs back in the OEM carburetor. We look at this one. It's clear. Two strokes usually aren't too bad with them. Alright, we got that. Take this is the idle screw, just to slide it in the carburetor, hold it up higher or lift it down. Get that out. Just got a rounded tip on here. Got with a slight point to it. It's pretty fat, and it just pushes on underneath the slide and lifts it up. All right, so that's out. Oh, the idle air mixture. Check that screw. 1 3/4. Take that out. Make sure you get the spring with it. There's a screw. I thought I was supposed to have a tip on that, but there's a spring. Put it back together. I'm going to save these parts because they don't look bad. I'm going to spray a little brake clean through that, make sure it comes out on the inside, or carburetor cleaner, or starting fluid, or whatever you got. Let's see, what do I have? It's funny, all the chemicals I got in the garage here. Carb cleaner is the least amount I got. You know, lots of starting fluid, and there's some brake clean and PB blaster. My uncle had moved, so I got a PB blaster for my entire lifetime. Of course, this is a stay-built carb cleaner, and the straw is different than all the rest of them. Go figure. See if I top off and I'll fit it. Yeah, the top looks like it'll fit it. And there goes the straw. Yeah, once put straw in that top, and it won't even stand close. Face away from my face. Yep, it's working. Coming out the jet on the inside here, or the port, as you can see. Boy, this top does not fit on there. Well, that stinks. So if I lose which I did, so if I lose the straw to that can, there's no way to use it with a straw again. Good job, Stay Built. Anyway, floats look good. Yeah, once I get gas in there, those will clean up well. Alright, let's go to our kit here. Let's give me a new bowl gasket. Check out see what I got here. New bowl. This is a new gasket for the plug for the bottom. Goes to the needle and seat, which I may swap out because, like I said, there's I'll see it on this one. There's usually a little O-ring that goes underneath them that goes bad. Here's our idle adjuster. See what I'm saying? Everything's a little different. This one sticks out way farther than this one does. Aftermarket. Let's just dump them out here. This is for the carburetor, if you want to change the needle on the cylinder inside here. Here's our idle air screw. This is for our choke. There's a high-speed jet, a low speed, a couple washers. Here's a clip for the E-clip for the slide out of the carburetor. And I see there's a, oops, two springs are together here for the, well, that sucks. Now, this spring doesn't go over the, so I said this aftermarket stuff is not always the best. The spring's supposed to go over top of this. It doesn't go over top of it. One spring? Let's see. Oh, so they didn't give you a spring. This spring is for the carburetor. For the slide on the carburetor. They didn't give you the spring. Huh. Well, that stinks. Here's an idle air screw. I thought there was an O-ring in there too. Hang on a second, I'll bring you back. Let me get a flashlight. Alright, we're back. I see there's a couple differences here. On the tips are different on the idle air screw, so if I adjust this, the new one to the same as what it was, it's not gonna be right. So we're gonna reinstall that one. I'm usually worried about carburetor overflow. The carburetor passing the needle more than anything. 1 3/4. We're gonna put that back to where it was. I'd like to get the motion tube out too, but I don't know if I can. Some come out, some don't. There's a tube that goes right down the center of this carburetor that if you can get it out, you should get it out. Some of them do not want to come out because there's little holes in the sides of this, and if you can get it out, you should get them out because you run a needle through them and clean them out. I'm not going to damage it trying to get it out, so try knocking it out, and if not, she's staying. Problem is, I don't know if it goes this way or this way. You know, we're gonna opt to leave that alone. Like I said, here's the problem: is the jets that came in the carburetor and the jets that they give you are not the same. This is way smaller than the main on this one. This one's clear, so I think we're going to reinstall the main. No sense of changing it. Not having an issue with it. I should have looked for an. I tried to buy I didn't buy the cheapest one out there. I tried to buy one that was a little more expensive. Figured it was a little closer to OEM. I should have bought one that actually said Polaris on it. But they're hard to find Polaris stuff unless you're authorized to sell it. Let me spray through that jet too, just to make sure she's clear. I'll bring her over here. She's coming out. Come on back in. Two-strokes are usually not that bad because the gas evaporates and the oil stays in them, so usually the stuff don't come out too bad. So we're not going to use the high-low adjuster or the idle air adjuster. Don't need these. Not using these jets. We're going to try to use that choke barrel in the spring. I'm going to try using the O-ring for the bottom of the bowl. You want to drain them at the end of the year, like you're not going to use them over the winter. You just plug right out here and you can drain all the fuel out of the carburetor. And there's no O-ring on it. They probably rotted it off. But I opened it. Yeah, there's no O-ring. You put fuel in this carburetor, and you probably would have developed a leak at the bottom and wouldn't know why. Okay, so that's swapped out. Here's a needle. One of them O-rings should have been for the seat. Did they give you one? Nope. Gigantic crush washer, which I think that was for up here, which the original didn't have. So that can go back in the bag. That can go back in the bag. Go back in the bag. Oh, you're home. Don't you want to go home? Oh. Happy Gilmore. All right. Like we said, these are different. I mean, they're not down. They ain't close. This is going back on. I just picked the wrong side. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm just looking at the thing going, why is the air fuel mixture all the way over there? Because it doesn't belong there. And I got the spring stuck. This is stuck to. Alright. Now I got the spring stuck in the carburetor. Alright, I'll bring you back once I get that out. Hang on. Alright, we found it. We got it back in at 1 3/4. So put it back in the bag. Wonder what the other little spring was for. A slide adjuster screw back in. I'm gonna put a slide back in because we don't need this right now anyway. Make sure you don't line them up backwards. You can put this in. You can put the slider wrong. You want to make sure it goes all the way to the bottom. There's a the groove is one on one side and then a short one on the other side. You gotta make sure you line them up on the right side. If not, this will not drop all the way in. Get that back on. This, the other piece is up on the shelf. Just sits on here. Drops in this hole up here in the front. This is your choke assembly. Of course, the net's a little bit bigger. Well, this carb kit really sucks. This is way too high. I'm gonna guess this is a different length than the original either. Problem with old machines, this machine's like a 96. They reproduce the parts, but then the parts don't fit right. So that can go back in the bag. This can go back in. So can that. So basically, we're down to just the needle and seat and getting the new gasket, and then the new gasket on the drain plug. So carb rebuild is more like a carb get OEM or get nothing. All right, let's see if I can find the wrench to get that out. Hang on. I can hear my son now. He'd be telling me, "I told you, Dad." Polaris, Arctic, Can-Am, pain in the butt because you have to use OEM parts, and then you you have to be a authorized dealer that gets the parts, unless you're going on eBay to find them. So you'd be like, I told you so. Don't buy one. But they're such good quads when they run. Seal looks good on this one. Not cracked, not rotted. Usually the seal cracks and then you develop a leak underneath them. But I don't understand is the new one didn't even come with a seal. It came with a metal seal. This seat looks good. I'm amazed. This quad came from a guy had bought a house, and this stuff was left on the property. So this was sitting out in the field, just sitting there. Plastic's all broken up. Throttle like this. What else was janky? No keys. The side cover looks like they had stepped on the side cover that covers the belt a bunch of times. So yeah, it was in really, really bad shape. This needle's hard as a rock. Well, we're gonna find out if the new needle will seal against that seat. Usually with the 2-strokes they don't usually do that, but alright, let's get a pin. Pin back in. Yep, don't like the float height on this one. Does it work? The original worked better. I don't like the height on that float. Starting to think I put the arms on upside down. Don't think so, but starting to. Looking for the line where the pins were hitting it, but this had been sitting around for a while. Yes, you can put this on upside down. Check the needle heights. Yep. Alright, so this carb kit was an epic fail. The only thing I got out of this entire carb kit, thank God I only spent like 27 bucks on it, was a bowl gasket and a drain gasket. Everything else was close but not exact. So, you know, it happens. That's why we do these videos, so you people, if you're watching them to do a repair, knows that you try to find OEM. There's usually lines on this thing here where it had been. Oh, there they are. You see the rub marks. They should be going towards the, yeah, so I told you it looked a little high. The arms, not the needle itself. The needle itself is definitely different. It was definitely taller than this one, which means I would have had to readjust the float height and everything, and that's for a carburetor kit for a needle, nah, wasn't worth all that. This carburetor is miraculously clean. I mean, we're not talking about visually clean, but with all the jets and everything, you don't normally see this. Thank you. Really? I have a bit that don't have a point on both sides. I get a pair of nail loose. She's in. This video went from a how-to video on what not to do really quick. This gasket is she glued right to the, there's a piece missing off of here too. She's got the circle. They don't cut right off. For this tube here for the low speed. This gasket is hard. I might have to take the heat gun to this one. Hang on. We got her. A little heat. Now we gotta clean off the surface. This gasket I think was glued on there. So this wire wheel's got a brass brush on it. Alright, we'll bring you back in a second when we get it cleaned up here. Alright, we got it cleaned up about as much as I feel comfortable doing. It's a paper gasket. Usually it'll take up some of the imperfections in the. Hey, the only thing that was go figure. The only thing they got right was the gasket. Oh, we're gonna check this needle again. Make sure she's still seating. Yep, she's good. Oh, make sure the unseat still. Yep, we're good. Trying to make sure the gasket sees the very. There she went. The screws drop back in here. I don't know when the video of the actual quad's going to come out. This is New York and it is cold. Weather changes rapidly. The quad's nothing to look at, I can tell you that. The plastics are pretty bad on it. I'm just trying to get to the point where I can get it to run, get it to go in gear, you know, where it drives well, and then just sell it just like it is. I'm not looking to make it into pristine shape or spend a lot of money on it. I'm looking to keep the cost low so I can probably sell the thing off for $250, $300, and somebody can go ride. You know, the plastic might not be the greatest looking, but you'll be able to get on it, pull the full start, it'll fire up, and you'll be able to go take it out in the woods and go exploring, pulling a cart, hang out with your friends, you know, it'll be something just to ride. If the next person wants to take it farther and put new fenders on it and new covers on it, and, you know, let them, you know, go ahead. Air box is missing. It has an air filter, but the air box itself is gone. Trying to make sure there's gasket seats. So, you know, yeah. Next person can do all that. If I were to buy new rear fenders, front fenders, air box, and I would end up way into this quad way more than it would be ever worth. So, yeah, I like to make the videos. I like to get the content out for the people, but I'm not looking to lose money on I've lost enough money on a lot of stuff. I'm not looking to lose money on everything that I buy. I like to at least break even on them. Alright, hang on a second, let me put the stuff away and we'll do a ending here. Alright, there you have it. See, back in one piece. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this carburetor didn't look really that bad in the first place. Two strokes don't usually get too bad. Not saying they can't, but usually they don't get too bad. So we lucked out with this one. We didn't look out with the kit. This kit will go over there in the pile if I need a spring. Need a needle for the slide. Got one of them. E-clips. What else we got in here? The seat, needle seat would have worked. It just wouldn't work on this one. So we'll save that kit anyway. So, you know, this is more like a what not to do. Just go out and buy OEM. It's just, I don't know. OEM's probably going to be $20 more than this kit, but you know all the parts are going to fit, and they're probably going to be the right ones that the carburetor needs. The jets will probably be right. The lengths of the jets and the other parts. They found out that some of the stuff was too long, so you know, it's probably going to be cut at the right length and everything, and then you won't basically wasted $25, $27 on a kit that won't work. You know, I bought the kit and I tried not to buy the cheapest kit. Oh, hang on, we're crooked here. Let's see if we can straighten the camera. All right, so I bought the kit. Tried not to buy the cheapest kit. You can get these kits down to like 13 bucks, and that's I'm thinking to myself, you know, that's too cheap, and the parts are going to be way off. So I looked at the kits and compared them, and made sure that this kit did not look like the $13 kit. It didn't. This one had more parts, but obviously it's just the $13 kit that they added the parts that the $13 kit didn't have. So anyway, like I said, lesson learned. So it's more of a not how to, more of a what not to do video. You know, but did show you how easy it is to take one of these apart. Nothing to them. Like I said, you got a idle air mixture, air fuel mixture on the side. We got an idle screw here on the side of the carburetor, and then on the top you got your choke assembly goes right in there with a cable, and your throttle's up here, and then the jets on the inside, and there's that plug I was talking about on the bottom. So anyway, it's not that hard to take them apart and put them back together. Best bet is to set your parts on one side, set your new parts on the other side, and then you can put the parts together as they look on the old side. So that put your springs back, you put your shields back, everything goes back where it belongs. So anyway, if you got any information on this, please like, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Post pictures, parts, projects, funny videos, drift girl, things in nature, screenshots, things that you might see that I just videotape. You know, see some stupid things in the world, and then I found lots of cell phones and returned them. They're usually on my Instagram though. I don't do YouTube videos on them, but I have returned quite a few cell phones found on the road. So go check them out. Like I said, comment, hit that thumbs up. Thumbs up very much helps. I don't get paid for any of the videos I do. I don't have enough of a following yet, or a viewer base. Even if you're not a follower, if the views get up high enough for the hours watched, then you know, you get monetized and you can get some compensation for it. Not much, I can tell you that. It takes a lot of followers. I appreciate each and every follower that does subscribe though, and sticks with the channel. I only put out weekly videos, and as the projects come, as you can see, there's a cage behind me, which eventually we will get back to. And then I got XR70 outside. Got to put a new chain guard on that. Didn't have one when I got it. After my son borrowed it from me 2 years ago and didn't bring it back. So I got to put a chain guard on that for him. Not that he needs one. He's 24, so he really doesn't need me to watch out. But I'm gonna put one on it anyway. And then what else do I got? Oh, I got the Polaris outside. I got a key switch has got to go in that. Then I got a riding mower, which I'm not going to mess with until spring either. But I got some projects, and I'm always on the marketplace looking for the next project. So hopefully we'll find some more content. And we're out of here. Peace. There she is. Right from Japan. But she's OEM. Alright, we're out of here.